Oh, yes, I can.
Wow, we are just on the best map in the game. That is awesome. Right. What's your name? I'm gonna assume it's Tism God.
Oh, Tism God,
Let's go.
yeah.
Cool. Okay. Okay, my PC is just dying as we speak. That's okay. So, like, how long is this game? Like 60 minutes. So, like, what fights do you want me to look at? Like the first one, the second one, like if you can remember.
Um, Actually, let me look for a second.
Cool.
I I know I made a huge mistake at the beginning
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know what's going through my head
Right.
because I stayed
Now that happens.
near
Okay.
that area and I just got like domed by the widow. That I
Yeah,
didn't want to do that.
that's fine. So, like
But
it Loki is just like a 50-50. If they have Widow, you're gonna die here. If they don't, you're fine. Just at the very start of the game, verify who they have, or make sure they don't have a Widow. Then you can play here. But just like for a bit, chill,
okay.
listen to sounds, figure out who they have, and then you can start taking this angle. Because like, this angle is pretty good. It's I mean it's not amazing, but it's like a good angle to see. But obviously, if they have Widow, you're just gonna get your head blown off.
You're right.
We're on Lucio now. Okay.
Yeah, like they had a widow, so I had to switch.
That's
But
fine.
then everyone else just
Do you like struggle against Widow like super hard? Is that something that pops up a lot?
No, not really. It's just like I genuinely
That's unlucky.
it was just very unlucky for me on that.
That's fine.
Because my whole point is just trying to make it so she can't play.
Yeah, it's
That's like
it's pretty reasonable. I mean, on this map, it's like not a typical Overwatch map, but like you can play in like a very like structured way. You really have to like do unique plays like this. I'd say the only thing that you probably messed up on is that like you have time a little bit, right? Like you've got a bit of time to wait. Like your tank still hasn't gone in completely. Your team isn't back, and you still have like a little bit of time left on the point. If you just chilled a little bit more, maybe like a few seconds, and then you went on this guy, it's just going to be a bit better because your team is actually going to be like there. Because you'll notice you're in, but like no one else is really in. But like your Juno definitely could have gotten a little closer. These guys probably not, but like maybe they can bait the Widow and then you can just go on it easy.
true.
But like other than
Yeah,
that,
that's something that I also don't do. I rarely ever look back. Like if I'm ever up, I rarely ever look back.
yeah, you really
I
should
think
look back. I think
yeah.
because you might think you've got like some sort of like advantage, but then fucking everyone's dead, right? And I'd say
Yeah.
this might be one of these situations because your Venture and your Soldier are kind of in here trying to kill the Brig. So they're not really
Hmm.
under threat of Widow because like, they're going to run in the room, right? The Widow can't like
Yeah, I
peek all the
can't do
way out here
anything
and
to
shoot.
her.
So I'd say a big thing on like Lucio and just like any other people, once you've forced people out, like once they're gone, once they've used like their grapple, for example, right? She can't really go in again. Don't like full chase
Yeah.
them unless they're like super killable. Is this guy super killable? Like
No, because the Mercy
the Mercy.
came and helped him out.
Yeah. So it's like I'd say now, once the Mercy's here, there's no way you're gonna kill this guy. So now you can kind of turn around and maybe shoot the Emre because he's down here, or maybe heal your team in some way. It's just like I'm not saying this is like a
True.
bad play. Like it's just kind of a fucked up situation. But you'll see the Emre and the Diva did end up killing those two, which you probably could have stopped had you. I
Could
mean,
have helped
like,
out.
maybe not, right? Because they're kind of trolling. But it's the idea, right? It's not whether or not it would have actually worked, but it's about is going to help your team better than potentially shooting this widow. And I'd say in theory, probably yes.
Yeah, like the best case scenario.
Yeah. And then just a little thing. I personally wouldn't have amped this just because you're like, you've already got a lot of speed anyway, right? You're going to get there eventually. So you don't really need the extra speed. You could have the amp speed for these guys or the amp heal for these guys, and it could have
Yeah,
helped them live.
because if I had went back, I would have had the amp to like at least like attempt to heal
Yeah, at
him,
least
and it
try.
probably would have
You
been more
can
winnable.
amp like heal him maybe, shoot Emre, maybe boop the diva away. Lucio has like a lot of options, but you kind of exhausted
Yeah,
all of them by being here and using your amp. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense.
Cool, cool, cool. Okay.
Uh,
Oh, you live. You try and contest.
uh,
They don't. Okay. I'd say just keep speeding there. You've already got like a decent amount of momentum. Just like keep going. You know, just fucking run. You gotta hope for the best. Okay. Just like let me know when like you want to stop after a fight, so that we can look at like a different fight or a different hero if you remember it. Okay. I like the idea. Issue is it's too early. Do you know why it's too early?
I feel like it'll probably have to do with my team's positioning.
Okay, so I'm going to turn around. If there's a teammate within, let's say, 20, 30 meters, then this is a good play. If not, they're too far. Oh, wow, they are all in Timbuktu. That's interesting. So, again, this is kind of just, you have to pay attention, right? You have to kind of, like you can still do damage here. You can still play here and shoot. But you can also turn around, because you're in like a good spot to live, turn around and realize, oh, okay, my team's over here. Maybe they're fighting someone, then you can go down here. So it's just a matter of, like I said before, set in a position where you can do some damage, where you can heal if you need to, and you've got like the ability to live, then start looking around and seeing what you can do. But somehow it actually ended up working out. So I can't hate the play completely, but again, I was coaching this Reaper player, and like he made this play, but like he like TP'd in front of like a Emre, Ana, like Soj, and then he Wraithed, and then he went back in, but then he got nanoed and he Death Blossomed. It's like on paper it looked really good, but the actual like stuff he did, you know, he TP'd in, he engaged, that's fine. Then he Wraithed out, but then he went back in. That was a bad play. Whether or not it gets good results doesn't really matter because he got lucky by getting nanoed, right? This is kind of the same thing because like you went in really early, Widow's on you, Diva's on you, Emre's looking at you because you went in too early, but then you just get out because you got lucky, right?
Yeah.
So and the reason why I'm pointing this out is because you're gonna see things you do that get good value that probably shouldn't have. So you need to pay attention to like what you do and kind of ask yourself, if I was playing against better players, would I have died there? And usually the answer is going to be yes. So usually it's going to be a bad play. But then there's kind of nuance there, right? So you have to kind of analyze for yourself, like how dumb was that for me? Because like a dumb play for you might not be a dumb play for me and vice versa, right?
Yeah.
But let's keep looking at this gameplay here. So Emre pops out. I would just kind of. Oh wait, that's not your Emre. I thought that was your Emre. I was gonna say speed amp this guy, but that's not your teammate. I'd say here, like from this situation, you just kind of got to analyze, right? Soldier's already dead. The other guy he's shooting is over here. I'd say just get out. Like there's not really a lot you can do. They popped what 3 ults. Just speed out over here. I wouldn't really go down the main road, because this is where the people are, and you don't want to be where the people are, right?
Yeah.
Especially when they're ulting. But you didn't go down the main road because I'm lazy and I didn't check. So good play. My bad. Yeah. I haven't really talked about too much about like how you play Lucio, just because it's been a bit of a crazy game so far. What rank you?
Very interesting.
You're like gold 1, right?
Right now gold 2.
Gold 2, okay. Right, what do you think of... Hold on. What do you think of... So, from here to about here, what do you think of that? Just that sequence of events. Like a replay if you want. It's like from like here to when you get in the building with the adventure.
Oh, at least the thing that I noticed is I don't think I should have amped there because our Rhyme was like full HP and my amp wasn't actually, the healing wasn't actually touching anyone at the time I did it who actually needed to be healed.
Yeah. So if you wanted to amp heal, it's unnecessary because there's just, no one needs healing. But
yeah,
if you were to speed amp here, do you think it would have been a good amp? Like if you press speed like right now, do you think it would have been a good amp?
I think so because their brig is in the front, like in front of their tank, so we could probably get a pick there,
Yeah,
and then yeah,
yeah.
this is what I'm
So
thinking.
so like the speed amp would have been good here because the Briggs used bash. I think that was the bash animation. Yeah. So she used bash. So you just speed your Ryan into the break. She's dead, and then you can also kind of speed the Ryan or the Venture up here to kill the Emery faster. So
Yeah.
the question I've got for you is like when do you use heal amp and when do you use speed amp? Just like give me like one scenario for each because there's a few different scenarios for each, but just give me one.
Okay. So I definitely, at least I attempt to
Mhm.
try to heal amp when my team is like low or it seems like they're about to take a lot of damage,
Mhm.
or and I speed like I feel like I use speed defensively sometimes. Like for example, like if there's a diva bomb and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, let's speed us out of here so everybody can not die to it.
Yeah. That's
At least
cool.
that's how I try to use this too.
That's cool. If I could just expand on that a little bit, basically, you use I'd say most of the time you want to try to use heal amp if you can because that's going to give you a lot of ult charge. And hold on, don't we need the speed? Yes, but the thing is, your team isn't always going to want to go in or want to get out. Sometimes they just want to chill, right? Like and just stay in their
Yeah,
positions, but they need healing. Does that make sense?
yeah, that does make
So
sense.
I'd say maybe 60, maybe like 55% of the time it's going to be heal amps because you're not going to want to move. When you want a speed amp is kind of like you said, when you really want to get out fast, and even if your team does need healing, the speed is going to be more helpful than the healing itself, right? Like you've had those scenarios
Yeah,
where like, people are low, but the speed just, you're just fucking, you're just gone. It's so like it doesn't even matter, right? But
yeah,
don't
because they
forget
can
to
get to good positioning.
yeah, but don't also forget to speed in, right? In this situation. But like when do you speed in? There's these things called triggers or like advantages, right? And it's basically if someone's used a cooldown, like a movement cooldown like this, if people
Hmm.
are kind of currently fighting, these guys are fighting, Briggs kind of fighting, right? Or if people are kind of busy looking elsewhere, if they're low, you have to look for these kind of triggers and then try and speed in. Now,
Yeah,
obviously, sometimes your team's gonna come with you, sometimes they're not. If you're not on comms, again, it's about the idea, right? If you did a speed amp and you went in on someone hoping your team would follow, but they didn't, only ask yourself, was the idea of the amp actually good? And not what actually happened. Wow, what a boot.
yeah.
That was incredible. I mean, good stuff. So after you use amp, what's the game plan? Like assuming the fight is still happening.
um, Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. When I play Lucio and there's a chance for me to boop someone, that's all I think about. I don't think I think about anything else.
That's fine.
So I feel
Like
like
like like you
I
can
probably
like
I
like you
probably
can do that.
autopilot.
That's fine. But just make sure you don't die alongside doing that. Make sure it's no. I mean, okay, you
Yeah,
can because you're fast and stuff. You can do that kind of stuff and probably come back faster. But do your best to not die. Like that's all I'm gonna say, right?
yeah.
But in terms of after you've used amp, right? You don't have amp, obviously, right? So now
Hmm.
you like your kit, your speed, your healing, it isn't that great, right? Like it's like 30 healing per
Yeah,
second, like a 10% speed boost. I don't know the numbers, but it's less than amp. So now, because your team is getting less value from you by you being close, that's when you can start to split off and actually look for stuff. Look for boops, look for people who are distracted, look for kills, because your team doesn't really need you, right?
yeah,
And then when you get amp back, you can either keep staying in and use the amp to kind of help yourself more, or depending on the situation, you can look back at your team and then ask yourself, oh, okay, do they need the amp, the heal or the speed, right? And then that's
I
how on
see.
Lucio you can kind of balance damage and healing. Does that make sense?
No, that does make a lot of sense.
Cool. Now Lucio is pretty easy to balance because you can shoot and heal, but it's like more of a mindset, right? When you're heal amping, that's like the heal mindset. You're helping. When you're speeding, that's technically the heal mindset, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
when you don't have amp, that's when you can kind of start to do more damage. Obviously, you know, points still applies. If people need healing, we heal them. But let's look at this situation here. How has Sojourn got 2 kills here? I would love to know. Okay, so they're just not playing the game. Like, get me out gold immediately, man. Yeah, it's unfortunate, right? But wow, he gets 2 kills there. That's crazy. Sorry, but I'd say there is actually something you could have potentially done to prevent this, and that's not hide over here. I can see the vision. I really can, trust me. But where are these guys like likely to go? Like from like where they are now, where are they likely to go?
Um, I feel like they would. I mean, if I was them, I feel like they'd probably split it, or at least go just straight to the payload and split it, and then just attempt to kill my team.
Okay.
I mean, so either down main,
Like
and
over
then I
here?
would expect maybe like their Sojourn or their Emre to probably like try and get a flank from the high ground.
Okay. Well, you are partially right, but all of them are gonna go high ground. Like I can probably guarantee every single one of these guys wants to go high ground. The reason why is because on this map specifically, is that high ground is too strong to not take. Like you either need to take it,
Mm,
or like you just don't take it and you lose. That's it, right?
yeah.
So you know, obviously this is gold, so you know you can't trust everything, but you can kind of start to assume the higher you go, people are going to go on this high ground. So you being over here isn't really going to do a lot because it takes you ages to get over here. There's big open space, so that they can shoot you
Hmm.
from here. And I'm assuming you're trying to go for boops, right? Like over here.
I would assume so.
Yeah, but you can't really do that if they're all going to play it on the left side, right? So what you can do,
Yeah.
and this is what this has all been building up to, after the fight's over, right? Go somewhere you can shoot them. So like that could be like here or like over here, just like anywhere you can kind of see them coming out of spawn a bit. I wouldn't go like too far in their spawn because that's kind of feeding, but you can kind of play here, shoot them as they come out, and then what do you think the soldier's gonna do if she sees a Lucio up here?
She's probably going to try and kill me.
Exactly, and then she's not gonna kill these guys who are standing still over here, right? So the whole point of
Yeah.
this is that unless you can spawn camp, I wouldn't really do one of these flank plays because it takes you too long to actually reach the fight, and you could also prevent them from walking in before they actually walk in, which would have stopped your teammates from dying there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Dang.
I want to see how you beat here just quickly. Obviously, it's going to be mostly a one-time thing, so like maybe it's a good beat, maybe it's not. Because I do want to look at your Ana and Bap if that's possible.
Yeah, I do have an Icon Wall game where
Cool.
I played on it about actually.
Okay. I'm just going to skip until you beat, Loki.
Okay.
Okay, well, we don't beat ever, so that's not good. What happens here? This is something to learn from, too. This is something to learn from. Okay, so we're holding them in spawn because we want to fight. So okay, before we actually go over this, how would you go about using beat? How do you use beat?
I feel like, well, it genuinely, if more than one person is critical, then I use it. Or if someone ults and I feel like my team won't be able to survive it, I use my beat. I rarely ever use my beat aggressively for my team.
Uh,
Like it's always defensively.
that's cool. I don't mind that. So in terms of when someone's low, literally just do it if like one person's low, right? Because like if one person dies, that's like a fifth of your team gone, and it's easy to kind of steamroll after that. So even if it feels like a waste, in most cases it is going to be better to save someone. Like even if it's just one guy you can perceive and see who's low, saving that one guy is going to be more valuable than waiting. And then you have like a 50-50 of like more people might die before you beat, and then you do beat, and then you don't even win the fight anyway because you don't have 5, right? So
Yeah.
like don't be as stingy with beat, I'd say. Like if just one guy's killable, use it. And in terms of like being defensive, it's okay, you can do that, but you have to kind of ask yourself, one, do I have speed amp or speed in general? Can I speed us out? Because if you can speed out and still live over beating, I mean that's going to be, you know, you can see the value there, you know. 12-second cooldown
Yeah.
for probably one of the best darts in the game. But I wouldn't knock out aggressive beats. And I'd say you would use aggressive beats in the same way you would want to use an aggressive speed boost, right? If like you
Mm-hmm.
see a trigger or like you see your team going in, you have Ryan and Vendetta, right? So it's very easy to see them commit, right? Cooldowns, you know, they're going in swinging. That's when you can use your beat aggressively, because it's basically going to be the same thing as a speed, except they also have speed, but now they've also got a bunch of health, so it's going to be easy to commit on people.
Yeah.
But I'd say, like, if you're not comfortable with kind of thinking like too much about it, literally just go if someone more people get low, that's when you can just pop beat. Right. So what happened here?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So in this case, it would be really easy to just kind of hear the voice line behind you and then beat, because if you hear the voice line over here, then she's got this angle. That's bad. Right. So you can just automatically beat that. The second thing is that the reason why you died is because you are out of position. Can you guess why?
Yeah, I fell off when I was trying to wall ride, so I just fell like just straight
Yeah,
in front of the whole team.
that's true. But I'd say like the bigger problem is that I don't want to say you're too far forward, but you kind of are too far forward, right? Because you'll see they're starting to really come through the choke. You know, Soldier's in, Diva's in, Riley's coming in, like they're coming through the choke, and you're kind of in front of your Ran, right?
Yeah.
So I'd say you kind of have to understand, like, when they're starting to come closer, you need to back up, or else you're going to be at the forefront of their attention. I'm not saying you have to back up super far, just like over here, maybe even like down here or like down here, and then you can have you can actually have a chance to react to whatever's happening at MB. So like that's why you
Yeah,
died
that
in
makes
defeat there.
sense.
But I want to, okay, I know I said that was going to be the last thing, but I want to look at when you actually beat, just to just to see. This is fine. I'm not going to talk about perk choices, just because they don't really matter. You can pick whatever perks you want. Personally, I do like to pick the beat drop perk and the attack speed one, personally. But like that's because I kind of suck at Lucio. Yeah, this is fine. Reason why I like beat drop, just to put some propaganda on you. It's just like when you beat and like you have speed for like that like 6 seconds, it's just like so amazing. It's just amazing. You just go through, it's just free, and it's not just like speed, obviously. It's the amp speed. Okay, that was a little close. It's like this was fine. I don't mind you going in to try and get some damage. You're just going a little bit too far. You see?
Yeah.
Just a little
Like
bit. Just
all the way in front of him.
yeah, you're like super front. So like what you can do is either just go here, but that's kind of risky because you'll be in front of them. But you're playing Lucio. You have mobility and wall climb. You can take this angle, or like this angle, something that isn't directly in front of them. But that's fine. Do you want to go look at the Anavod now and the Babvod?
Yeah,
So I can
I'll
help you out
get the
with
code
that.
for you.
Cool.
Right
So how
now.
do you feel about this VOD?
Honestly, like it was super insightful. It was honestly super insightful, like
Very cool.
because when when you're explaining to me like a lot of the things that I do, like in my head I'm just like holy shit, like I must do this shit a lot because like I can almost like replay a bunch of times when I've just been doing the same things
That's
like
a
over
really
and
good
over
point. I
again.
didn't think about that. But like if someone does something a lot, yeah, that's a good point. So like
Wow.
it's like if you can think of anything like that, like if I bring up something, let's say, we're gonna go into this VOD and like I talk about your lamps and you rush them or whatever, if that comes up as like a recurring thing for you, then that's like a thing you can work on straight after this, right?
Yeah.
And like you want to
It'll be like
work
the
on the
easiest.
things that are the most recurring, because they're gonna be, you're gonna do them the most. They're gonna cost you the most in game.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, I mean, like the way you play Lucio and like the way you kind of play the gameplay loop, I mean, I've seen worse. It's not. It's really not terrible, right? Like you play fan. Wow, you just got exploded. What happened there? Just whilst I wait
Yeah.
for the code. It's like in this situation, this is where I would speed amp, right? because you can't really out heal an Emry ult. So this is when I would just speed out. Right, just fucking boom, 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 get out. Like you only want to speed things that you can't out heal, and there's a lot of things you can't out heal in this game. But anyway, let's get this code.
This game was, I don't know, this loss was like actually really sad because
I get
we
that,
had
I mean, you're playing on
held
mic.
them. So we had held them, so they didn't even cap the 2 points with the payload, but then we still lost.
Okay.
And it was just like, I don't know.
Okay. I mean, I'm loving the graphic quality right now. My PC is just so good. Right. Okay, well, magazine. Yeah, okay, I can already, you know, it's almost like I'm a genius and I can just see the future. Okay, so watch these cooldowns. Do you think you have any reason to miss that sleep? Just like being realistic.
No.
Like if we actually look at the gameplay on your screen, is there any reason for, like, realistically? Like, look at your screen, my guy. No offense. There's no reason to miss this. The reason why you miss is because you're panicking. You're rushing. What you need to do is you see the Maga coming in, right? You know, the nade is whatever. It was still kind of rushed, but like you landed it. The sleep, literally, all you've got to do, you take like half a second, line up the sleep, just like center mass, or like where the hitbox is biggest, because obviously, you know, there's no crit. You just land it, and then boom, you just win the fight easy, right? I'm gonna imagine this is definitely gonna be a recurring theme. Now I'm not gonna talk about your no scope aim, because low key my no scope aim is also trash. So I don't, you know, if you miss some shots, I get it. It happens. You just, again, you have to just like slow down. When you catch yourself missing shots, you have to literally like force yourself to go, okay, whoa, let me slow down, let me line up the shot, and just shoot. Right. Okay. Let me go back a bit. Okay. Now with Ana, one big mindset you want to try and have is, I want to just have my cooldowns be on cooldown as much as possible. And by that I just mean you want to use your nade as much as possible. Your sleep, depending on the situation, but you can use it as much as possible. Like against this comp, you can save it for the Malga if you want, but I'd say you can also just spam your sleep, right? Because you want to get value. Just like with your cooldowns, because like you not using your nade or sleep, you're not gonna nade or sleep anyone, right? And you know, the more you use your cooldowns, the more that you're gonna, you know, get used to them, and like you can kind of use them a bit faster without missing.
Yeah.
So nade is really good for stopping people in this scenario, like nading, like, you know, just kind of taking this angle, trying to nade the Ashe. You would actually kill this guy, but if you had full health, you nade him, he's antied, he can't peek. And that's going to help your team go through without having to heal. Does that make sense?
True.
Like, and in fact, it's
Yeah,
actually easier to press E than it is to click heal a few times, just like mathematically, right? But you're going to get more value. But I do get it. Hey, you just kind of rushed it. You can't sleep the Maga when he's running. I don't know if you know, probably.
Yeah, like, yeah, I'm still getting used to that. Like,
That's fine.
because knowing that certain things just don't work when he's charging.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically, he cannot be CC'd. There's nothing in the game that can stop him from running, other than another Malga, or, weirdly, you know Junker Queen, when she's using her ult, and she's got the perk that makes it unstoppable?
Yeah.
If they collide whilst Queen's ulting and he's running, they get stunned. Or I think, at least, it stops his run. I don't know. But basically, nothing, like, generally, you know, the heroes you play, you cannot CCM. There's nothing you can do. You have to wait for the stomp to finish. Okay, we have Nano. We're close. You should Nano that guy. Okay, you do Nano. And like, it goes fine. Good sleep. I mean, like, overall, I mean, there's not really a lot you can do. You know, like, you did the damage you needed to. You stayed alive. I'd say just Nano this guy faster. Like, right now, throw the nade, Nano, sleep, easy. I did see you're using the confirmation thing. I'm not gonna say any words about it, but I don't play with it because the input, obviously, if you have to press something twice, you might, like, it might take too long, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna force you to like swap off or anything if it's what you're comfortable with, right? But when it comes to the cooldown, I mean, I don't know how that missed. I'm gonna be honest. Let's see this, because this should have been a good nade. You didn't really rush it too much. Oh, okay, you overshot it. But again, like
Oh.
it kind of just comes down to just taking that half second to actually line it up, because you might think it's gonna land, but then you chucked it a little bit too high, so it just shot past him. Right, I'd say
Yeah.
lower the crosshair a bit, put it on the left, anti both these guys, and then that's good. And the reason why I'm going so like in depth with this is because I can probably guarantee this is going to be a very common issue. It's like here, the reason why you landed that sleep isn't because you used it. You actually took your time with the sleep. You see, like you kind of saw her, land up the crosshair, and then you shot, and then she's dead. That's I think what you're going to need to do for basically all of your cooldowns, whilst also using them a lot, like when possible, obviously. But
Yeah.
but
Like
let's go.
like I'm seeing like I don't know, it's not even just in Overwatch. Like I tend to try and like do everything like super, super, super fast. I don't know why.
Oh man,
Like I try
you
to
got
just
chill,
like
max, man.
be super
You don't want to
fast.
mess things up. Look, there is really no rush. Even in a game like Overwatch, there is no rush. Look, this guy is shooting you from high ground, but he's shit, so it doesn't matter, right? There is no rush. You just get things done. Just like the big message I want you to take away is that you would rather get the things done, even if it takes like an extra second, than to just try and get them done and then not do them anyway because you just rush.
Yeah.
Because the name of the game is doing damage to get value. There we go. Good nade. Can you guess why you landed this nade? Line up, throw.
Because I was
That's it. You really don't have to overthink it, right? You just like you see the Malgo, line up, nade. That's it. Good damage. That guy's almost dead. Again, you can't sleep that. That's just gonna be like a mental thing. Like, oh, he's running, I
yeah.
can't sleep, but that's fine. Nice damage. Okay, this is good. I like this. No complaints. Maybe your Ryan's a little bit too in. Okay. Did you land the nade or not? I saw a hit marker. I'm actually losing my mind. Did you not nade? Am I actually losing my mind? Sorry, I'm just getting.
It was too forward, I think.
You are too. Oh, I think you hit the trap. Oh, you hit the trap. Okay. Yeah. I mean, in this case, I wouldn't really go anywhere further than this door, because the further forward you walk, you're kind of in open space, right? And
Yeah, we lost our tank.
yeah, and like you lost your tank, so like if you stay here, you can still do stuff, but you're going to be ready to get out if you need to, right? And
Yeah.
that's going to be a pretty important part of positioning, like as any character really, but like as Anna, you need to be in kind of this like middle ground. You don't want to be too far back, because then it's going to be hard to land your cooldowns and it's going to be hard to do damage and even heal people. But you also don't want to be too far forward, because then you're going to be in too much danger. So you need to find that middle ground where again, can you do damage to people and use your cooldowns on them? Can you heal some people? And do you have like cover and stuff? And that's usually going to fit you in a nice like middle ground. Okay, good shots, good damage. You contributed to that kill. Okay, Malga's over here. Let's get an 8 on this guy. And oh, we don't need to sleep. Nice. Cool. Oh wow. That was a good try on the sleep. It was kind of a hard angle, so it's fine. That's unlucky. It happens. But I don't want to just bring it down to like unlucky. Let's actually. Yeah, okay. Your Ryan walks in front of you. It happens. That happens. Okay. So I'd say like just like if I could just I can't speak. I've been speaking for too long. If there's just one thing, I want you to try and use your cooldowns more. Now on this map, in this scenario, it's just difficult because people are going to be on the high ground or too far away. All this different stuff, right?
Yeah.
But in general, try and use your cooldowns more. So here, why do you think you died here?
I
I can replay it if I need to.
okay, yeah.
So
I
you're here, you sleep
definitely
Malgar, and then you die. Why do you think you died?
Oh, I literally just went out in the open because she was up there, but then I was like, "Oh my gosh, I need to see if I need to save my Ryan," but I just exposed myself.
Yeah. Lesson number 2,
See.
as support, okay? You prioritize yourself at all costs. And to kind of break that, like, you know, the thought you had, you can heal Ryan right now, and you're going to be completely behind cover. He's fine, right? You have to kind of accept that, like, if you see like a tank or something like doing stuff, you have to just trust the process, right? Like, don't go to them because they can be here because they have the kit to do that. You can't do that, so you have to trust the process and just let them do what they need to, and then if you can be in a good position that isn't going to get you killed, and then try and help them if you need to, right? Because like, can you see how you can do both? You can live,
Yeah.
because the Ash can't see you. She has to fully commit. And you can help Ryan even if he needed it anyway, which he didn't. He was fine, right? So always prioritize yourself. And then obviously the reason why you died, if it's not obvious, you just walked out in the open and then you just got
Yeah.
and then she ends up dying anyway. So you didn't even need to like get that trade, like because like you'll see. Let me show you what I mean by like when you prioritize yourself, people just try and kill you, right? So Ash is here. He sees that like you're one, so he's like, you know, because he's a dog shit gold player. No offense. He's like, I need to get this kill. I need this kill. And then guess what? He walks in the open and he gets pinned. So if you literally just chilled here for like, you know, you just waited, you would live, Ash would die, and then you would have a really good advantage.
True.
But that is why we're here. It happens. You could nano. I mean, could you nano that? Let me look at the situation. No, you're right, said I wouldn't nano that. Okay. What is this ult anyway? Let me just look at this. Wait, hold on. I think I skipped. No, because you were dead. Sorry, I'm being very confusing. I'm just seeing a lot of things happen every time I go back. But there's.
No, it's okay.
Right. Okay. You heal this guy. So, on this map, by the way, I'd say like you always want to try and get from here to over here. And then usually your team's going to go somewhere, then you can just follow them from here. But like your main goal is to get from this area into the castle over here. Unless the whole of your team is like going over here or is going cart. Then like if your team's going cart over here, you can rotate up here because the enemies probably aren't going to be here. And then you can take this. But you ideally want to just try and take this castle. Because it's just, it's just, I can't really explain why. But it's just how the map is played the best.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Well, we could have we could have named this guy, right? You know, we have it off cooldown, and then he just appears next to us like Ghostface in Dead by Daylight. We can just name this guy, or like even here before he stops. But I don't mind you nading there because you gotta live here. You could. Okay, let me ask you a question. Why do you think I want you to nano the Orisa here?
Oh. Okay, well, if I think about it, I don't know his cooldown, but Maga shouldn't have charged, like his freaking charge run, and there's two right in front of her, so I feel like she'd have the advantage, like a high chance to kill them if I did nano her.
Yep. Now, I'm going to be honest, on paper, it's probably not a good nano because she has no cooldowns. But, it's kind of just like the idea of like, one, you need to just make something happen because if you let them walk into you and she has no cooldowns, you're dead anyway, right? So you may as well try and make something happen. And then two, it's like, okay, you in-game wouldn't know if she had cooldowns or not unless you were paying like really good attention. So like if you were paying attention to the Orisa's cooldowns, maybe you can see the gold, and then like maybe you pay attention to the spin. But either way, this is a good nano because the Moira's in her face, the Mauga's in her face, she can do damage. That's basically the main reason. She can do good damage to people and either kill them or greatly force them out. And that like a nano doesn't always have to be this big thing that like gets like a 5k. It just needs to help someone. Because like you see how she died, you know?
Yeah.
Now, I'd say in hindsight, would that nano have been good? Maybe not, because your team is still coming back. But, you know, you just got to try something, you know? And, like, you're going to feel bad about yourself for, like, maybe a few seconds. But then the game goes on, you know? It is what it is, right? You have to just take some L's when you do stuff, right? You know? You have to figure about playing support or just, like, any hero. It's just, like, experimentation. You know, you're just trying shit. You know, you're trying to make a play. It doesn't work. Okay, you make the play again. You've learned. and then you actually like get good value. But let's see what's going on here. So like, obviously we need to try and get into the castle. Now it's fine. We should have naded earlier, and like this is what I mean by just using our cooldowns as often as possible. Right? It's like as soon as you see Malga, like nade here, right? You know, obviously line up the nade and then nade because he's just in a vulnerable position. Because you want to get as much value as possible. Because you end up dying without hitting the nade, and then he doesn't get away, but he would have died a lot faster if you did. Now, good nano.
Yeah.
Either way, it kind of got you the cart push, so that's fine. But you could have gotten more value, just like a little bit more value. If I skip back a bit, how did you actually like die here? Right. Okay. So the reason why you're dead is because you kind of took a step forward too early, right? Or well, maybe you didn't go too early, but I'd say you walked very in the open, really close to the enemies here, right? Because like. You're pretty close, but you could make the same rotation, but you know, this way, right? You know, we have like a little bit of distance, and then we can get hit. Or maybe you could even rotate over here, right? Get on this staircase, and like now you're basically out of danger because you have cover, and cover's gonna let you do damage and heal.
Yeah. No, I see it.
But you know, it's you know, I don't want to overload the brain. Let's see this nade here. Wait, where did the nade? Oh, you know what? Who cares, man? I don't even care. Whatever. Right. Your Sierra's off the map. Let's see this. Okay, so we're just trolling, man. Like, we need to just get new heroes out of ranked. Whatever, man. That happens. Right. So now we need to kind of just bunker, because like this is like a really like good but also bad point for you, because it's hard to push, but like for you. It's great. You can just sit here and just do everything you need to. Because like, you have a cover with the staircase here. And you can shoot people. It's great. So let's see what you do here. You get tired. That happens. Okay. That's fine. That's honestly just not your fault. There's nothing you can do there. Like I could say, well, you know, you should react to the tire and not die, but it just doesn't matter because your teammate's already dead. Juno also died to it, so you would have been 2 down. Wait, is that a trap or a spray? No, that's a trap. Okay. Wow, you dodged that by just a hair. Good sleep. The reason why you landed that is because you didn't rush it. Oh, you have to touch. Okay, but good sleep. I mean, yeah, I honestly, you could probably pin that on your team a little bit. But obviously, you didn't really try and take castle, which didn't encourage your teammates to go castle because, look, Overwatch players are stupid, right? If they see someone do something first, they're probably going to go ahead and do it, like with you. Okay, so we're on Bazooka here. I was told we were going to be playing BAP. That's all right. I don't mind getting.
I only stay on him for like 1 team fight. Well, technically 1, and then I tried to touch with him, and then when I died, I switched to BAP like
Right.
shortly after.
Okay. Well, to touch, you could just play Cat or Lucio. They're like way better at touching.
Yeah.
And like Mizuki's just shit anyway. I'm kidding, but he's like if you don't play him like as a main, you're just not gonna get value from him. I'll say it. like no offense, his kit is too like you have to do too much to get value. So that if you don't really play him, it's over. But you know I will review it because I'm a kind man. Okay, so I like that you went to push the BAP here, and also the reason why you missed the chain is the same reason why you missed the nades and the sleeps. You're rushing it. You see it? That's an easy hit, but you made it hard because of your ego. Because like you believe it should be easy, but then you rush it because you think it's easy, and then you miss it. I mean, low key, your team just got run over. I'm not even sure what happened, and I'm not even gonna pay attention. Okay, we're trying to touch. Doesn't go well. It's fine. Now we're on BAP. Okay, this is what we love to see. I love to see this. Alright, so now that we're on a real hero that can actually do stuff, let's get active. Okay, you're so chill on that guy. Let's go. Cool, this is good. I'm liking how you're not like super focused on healing if you don't need to. You know, you're just straight out here. I like this because like look, you kill BAP. Let's see if he had cooldowns. No, if he had cooldowns, you would have forced them out right there. And then when they try and go upstairs, they don't have those cooldowns. So that's good. I like to see this. This is good. Okay, cool. So like here, for example, like earlier, I talked about, you can shoot a bit and then you have to reload or something happens and then you look around. This is kind of one of them examples, right? You shot first, you didn't heal first, or at least focus on it. You shot and then you had to go behind the wall. And now this is when you can pay attention to who needs healing, because you can't even do damage anyway, right? So you may as well look around and heal. That was a waste of a shift. All right, and let me tell you why. A lot of people are going to want to just use the shift because they're low. But are you in any danger right now? I mean, you could be potentially, but let's just say you're not, because she's shit and she's not going to kill you. You're not in any danger, so there's no reason to shift. You only need to use shift when you're half, but also actively like in danger. So like you're getting shot at or a teammate's getting shot at and they're half. So then you use it, because otherwise your regular heals are very good enough to keep people alive anyway. Just like, if they're not taking a bunch of damage immediately. It's just fine, run up in space a little bit, but chill. I'd say, just like, get up top. Like on the, on top of the castle here. Because it gives you a really nice angle. And then you can still like jump up and walk around to heal people if they need it anyway, right? It just, again, it's like one of these positions that just gives you everything. It gives you cover, distance, you can do damage, you can heal. There's really no reason to move from here unless you want to create like an off angle. But right, it's just really good. This lamp, let's see this lamp here. Guess it's fine. She was low. Yeah, it's fine. I probably would have lamped that as well, by the way. So that's not like a thing. What the heck happened there? So yeah. You're just kind of too far forward, because like you saw the Maga run through. So this kind of has to be like a signal of like, yeah, I need to back up. Because if their tank's going to come forward, then they're going to come forward, which means they're all going to be in my business and I'm going to be in their business, and you don't want to be in their business, right? So when you kind of see their team or their tanks start to come back, that's when you can, you can kind of go in this room. And then maybe you can try and heal people, or maybe you can even take this angle again. It just depends. But you don't want to be in front of them very long, because you'll notice, the BAP shooting you, the Sierra shooting you, the Ana shooting you, because guess what? You are the one playing in front, right? Like you can see it, right?
Yeah.
You're here, your team's behind you, and the Maga's behind you. So then these guys are just going to shoot you. Now this would be fine if you were playing Diva or Hazard or Domina or Sig. Are you sensing a pattern here? You're not playing tank.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the guy who is directly in front of them, because you're just going to die immediately. And you fix that by kind of reacting and seeing like where are people moving, and then backing up and then going forward accordingly. Okay. I'm not sure where the crosshair's gone. You'll have to forgive me.
Nah, it's okay.
Okay. The lamp's fine. It probably wouldn't have saved you from the Reaper ult. I mean, actually, it could potentially. So, one, I don't think you really need the lamp. I think you could definitely jump up and try and get behind cover. You can try. Because you really want to save lamp for like a worst case of like scenario. And this isn't worst case. It feels worst case, I know, like in game. But like, it's not completely worst case. And then worst case, try and throw it on the right so that it's more behind cover and it's going to be harder to break. Does that make sense?
Because Reaper kills 3 here.
Yeah.
So
now, again, I'm not saying you would have saved them from Reaper. You'll see where he ults. The lamp would have been destroyed anyway, unless you like 180'd and threw it behind you. But in principle, maybe you could have had it. Yeah, actually, it could have saved you guys, but that's not kind of the point. Moral of the story there, you need to put it like behind a corner or like behind a wall so that it doesn't get immediately destroyed. Right, that Soj died because of you, by the way. Can you guess why? Like your Soj.
Oh, could I have shifted
Ding,
to
ding, ding.
healer?
This is a shift scenario if I've ever seen one, right? If we kind of go to the criteria that I set, number one, half HP crits so that you're gonna get the boost, the boosted healing, and then she's actively getting shot at and in danger, so it's actually going to be needed to have the burst healing. That's unfortunate. I mean, Maga's just broken an OP. That happens, right? How are you off? Oh no, that's you in spawn. Okay, so I mean, I couldn't really see much with BAP, other than obviously just like using your shift and your lamp a bit poorly, and then some positioning issues. But other than that, I mean, it's fine. So, how do you feel about this VOD specifically?
Uh, like I would say again, like super insightful, and like I could also see can even though it's like not the same hero, I could also see connections between how I
Yeah,
see Ana, like how I play Ana and Bap, with like how I play my Lucio as well.
yeah.
Like definitely, I just try to move too fast, and I can make way like better decisions if I just took time to
Mm-hmm.
line up my abilities and also just look every once in a while to see where my team is at.
Yeah,
Because too much times am I like in front of my tank, and
yeah.
I shouldn't be doing that.
And I think that's a big reason why your decision making, or that you feel like it's not as good, because number one, you try and do everything fast so that you don't even give yourself the ability to think to make a decision, because you just boom 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 in. And sometimes like that is good to have, and like sometimes you do just want to autopilot because you don't want to slow down yourself in some situations.
Hmm.
Like like you have those team fights where like things are just flowing and like you're just doing, you're not thinking, and like you're just doing. But you can only have those fights once you've kind of built up the decision making. So like that's one thing, doing things too fast. And then the second thing, what do you need to make a decision? Like what do you need to get beforehand to actually make a choice?
Um. Uh. I feel like, at least like for me, what I try to do is I try to go based off of information I have on my team and the enemy team, and also think about like possible scenarios, because like I'm not gonna have like all the information in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I want to ult, I sometimes think about like, okay, but what ult do they have, or do they have anything that could counter my ult and then make it like redundant,
Yeah.
or like if I could bait out something.
Yep, that's good.
So
So generally, you need information so that you can become informed, so that you can actually make a decision that is good related to the situation. Because like you could make the choice to go from here all the way over here, but that wouldn't be good relative to the situation because the info you
yeah.
have, the payload, your team is here, enemy team's here, right? So that
Hmm.
so the way you're going to get info is one by slowing down, but then looking around, like I've kind of mentioned, right? When you take, let's say you shoot a little bit, shoot, you get shot, you have to reload, you're going to turn the corner, look around, okay, info, and then before you peek, you can ask yourself, okay, do I want to keep peeking, or do I want to maybe rotate to help the Ryan, or maybe go on the high ground? It's just about giving yourself the time to think, and then giving yourself the info so that you can think, and then obviously doing things and getting feedback, like we mentioned before. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? I think that
Yeah, it
should
makes a
be
lot of
like a
sense.
very big, like, kind of help in understanding how to think better. Now, do you have any questions, or did I already ask that? I don't remember. Sorry.
So many questions. I don't think so, because I feel like everything's been like really informative. Like I feel like very enlightened right now.
W. I like to hear that.
Like yeah, this is like really good, honestly. Like
Cool. Sounds
I
good.
definitely am gonna take this and help me play better in the game, and also like in any other games I could play too. I feel like the problems will probably be kind of universal.
Yes. So in like Overwatch, there's things called fundamental issues, right? And these are just things that aren't character specific, right? A character specific issue would be, I mean, it's not completely character specific, but like on Ana, you rush your nade too often. You can't rush an
Hmm.
anti-nade or a sleep on Soldier because that is character specific. A fundamental
Yeah.
issue is like, in general, you seem to do things very quickly and it makes you miss value, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that is
I get
applicable
it.
on every hero. And honestly, like you say, kind of in other PvP games. Obviously, the tempos kind of
Hmm.
differ a little bit just because they're different games,
Yeah.
right? What games do you play? I'm curious.
Um, well, shooter wise, I play a lot of Rivals and Valorant outside
Rivals.
of Overwatch.
Okay. So yeah,
So,
like Rivals is gonna be a very similar experience. Like if you play it enough, you'll probably realize now on the characters you do play, you probably do things very fast. You probably end up in front of like the enemy team a lot, even on like I don't know, like Lunar Snow or maybe Mantis or something. I don't know who you play, obviously, but it's going to be recurring issues that come up, and then that's what we got to
Yeah.
fix, because then you're going to get rid of those. You're going to improve, but then there's going to be another issue that comes up that you need to fix to get even better. But that's going to be in the future.
Hmm.
So anyway, I think I've covered everything I've wanted to today. I'll upload this VOD either by like today or tomorrow on my second channel. You'll find it in my main channel bio. It's like K24 Coaching,
All right.
and then you can go just watch that back. Assuming I can upload it, you know, is that fine? I didn't ask.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're good. You're good.
Cool, cool, cool. So yeah, you'll find that VOD either later today or tomorrow. And I don't really have anything else to say. I'd say other than obviously your issues, you actually look pretty decent mechanically and just like game sense wise. You don't make like you make bad choices, but like in a separate weird way from like game sense. Does that make sense? Like it's really hard to explain. I wouldn't be able to put it into words. But anyway, I'm gonna head out. I'm not gonna hold you any longer. I really hope you can take this information and kind of practice and learn. And if you do end up ranking up or reaching a new peak, let me know.